And then you could just hit the darn and then action. Maybe we should have that like lights from action. I know we're live.
I was about to say.
I know. Tonight's discussion. Sorry, I'm over here trying to go live on Facebook. You want to hit it? I'm ready. When you come back in 30 seconds, I'm ready. Like what? I want you to say it today. I want you to say it today.
Like fish grease? I don't know.
What? Like that's not what I say. It's like fish grease.
Let's go.
Get it now.
Hey, what's up, family? Welcome back to another episode of your new favorite podcast, Hush Your Mouth. As always, it's your favorite Mason, and
you guys already know it's your girl Kori Kori Deez, aka Lemon Squeeze, aka the Wholesome Hope, aka the Vessel. You saw that?
AKA, you just need to get through 7 minutes without cursing. 7 minutes. That's it.
Oh man, welcome back to Hush Your Mouth.
Live
you forgot our applause
on a
today.
Thursday. Huh?
We always have on Thursday. You forgot our applause for everybody who's back here today. You forgot.
They get a little extra.
Yeah, like come on. Give us the program. So
we had a packed week, didn't we?
We had a packed week.
Tuesday was amazing.
Tuesday was crazy. It was definitely very informative on Tuesday. Definitely informative.
I will never look at another kitchen table the same way again.
Same, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a go down on the kitchen table, y'all.
It does. And it's shared. Oh wow.
Everywhere.
5 beds in the basement. It just wow.
Look at your version of the story.
Did that not happen?
Oh my God. I don't know.
There's not 5 beds in the basement?
It will be 5 beds in the basement. That's actually tomorrow. You guys, if you
remember the date too.
If you're into polyamorous type of parties or love parties or anything like that, definitely go check out NYC Love House on Instagram and talk to her about that, buy her tickets, get invited, because that's a lot of fun under one house. It's a lot of love. What they say, love. She said love.
Definitely.
But I like how you was peeking at my window a little bit. I wore a hoodie. You wore a hoodie. You want a hoodie?
Oh, we doing hoodie day.
Like Kori Deez.
You got the branded hoodie. I got the notorious Brooklyn hoodie.
I mean, it's okay. It's all right. You still representing Brooklyn.
Definitely.
Nah.
What's up? We doing a mental health check-in or what?
Yeah, we doing it. Let's do it. So how you were doing? I seen you on Tuesday or whatever, and I spoke to you earlier today, but the people didn't. So let them know how you feeling today. What was your Wednesday like? You had an interesting Wednesday. You did.
Oh yeah. So it's been an interesting couple of days. Yesterday was Wednesday, and I think I hung out at Nick Cannon's new talk show. He did. Today would have been his 4th episode. So he's 4 episodes deep in his first week of having a daytime TV show. So I was there, posted a little picture on Instagram. He was really cool. I think he mentions me like 4 times in the show, scattered throughout. So that's what's up.
That's a shout out. Shout outs to him. You know,
couple of shout outs.
You know, whatever. I was texting you. I was like, yeah, I supported him since all that. Nick, I want my shout out.
You did. Well, man.
Wait, my question to you is, all right, so you went to the show. It was he okay? Is this show that he's doing? Can you let us know a little about it, or did you sign like a contract or something? I just want to know.
No. I just signed a waiver for me being on TV, but that was it.
Okay, well, so is this the guy? Is he the guy that proposed to Ashanti on the red carpet? That character that everybody was. He said it was a character and it wasn't himself. So is he like working on something like that?
So I don't know because he was working on a lot of things. He did drops for radio because he's got a morning show going on. Then after that, he did like other promo for his TV shows. He did like 16 promos back to back after the actual show aired. So I'm not too sure about if he was. I know what you're talking about, but I'm not too sure if he was that. And then I think he did was that game show afterwards? What happened?
Yeah. I said that's a whole person. That's the he's a whole character. That's why he's disassociating himself with that person. I don't know when he becomes that person, but he definitely tried to.
Did we ever see that person ever again after that?
No, but I think that person's gonna come out. He said he's releasing some new music soon. That's what he said. So I'm just trying to figure that out.
Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about, though. That was interesting. Shout out to Ashanti just because. Let's give her a good shout just because. 2 times. Ooh, that Instagram's on fire. As you were saying, how was your week? What's going on with you? What's happening?
Woo! It was happening. It was happening. I think that I had a good day yesterday. I kind of like rested and I was like going over the show and working on. People really don't know. So this is, first of all, shout outs to us and shout outs to National Podcast Day. Like, shout out to them. Yes. So people don't know the amount of work and time and effort that goes into doing a podcast. They think we just get up here and talk our shit. No, we do that. We do that. And that's right. But whatever. It takes a lot of work to do this. So, I mean, I was working, I guess, today and yesterday. Whatever. We was actually
working. You don't guess. You were working.
We announced last week on the episode that we were going to do a different episode today that we're not doing. And it was going to be a heavy one, but still a good one. And it was for awareness. As we, here on Hush Your Mouth, we talk about everything under the sun. So we were talking about suicide, because this is Suicide Awareness Month. And we are going to be ending our months with awarenesses. That's how we want. Hi, welcome to the show. So, but the organization Forever My Asia, they will be joining us at the time it is to do the suicide episode, but they're just going through some real heavy things. So keep all the people within that agency, Forever My Asia, in prayer, because they do support our show. Yeah, they
definitely.
Mouse and Instagram. So shout out to them.
And this month is the end of Suicide Awareness Month, so definitely.
We gotta come back. We gotta come back to that.
We'll come back to that.
That's important. That's important topics. Important things to address. But outside of all of that, I'm here. I'm well. I'm blessed, and I'm ready to jump into this topic because this one,
You ain't talk about your facial. Pause.
Oh yeah, I had a facial with pause from the people with the people and the people. I mean, those are cool too. In that life, but that's not where I'm at in life anymore. But so I had a facial at a spa yesterday, and it was very relaxing. But she did tell me I was tired because I did microderm and a chemical peel. But she told me, so they had to like steam me at one point with like these enzymes or whatever. And I'm gonna jump to my topic after this. But I fell asleep really fast during the steaming part with like stuff on my face, and I'm claustrophobic, y'all. So that I was surprised that I let her do that. But she said I fell asleep really fast, and I was snoring a little bit. It was not cute. And yeah, she said I'm really tired. It's like, oh my God.
So you haven't been getting any sleep?
I don't really sleep like that though. You know that. I'm not a real sleeper.
But you haven't gotten any?
I've gotten some, but I'm tired. I was sick. I was working even while I was sick. That's something different too for me. Remember last week I was sick. I was sick because I did not tear that boy up. I can't wait till he brings him back. I'm ready for him.
He told you. All right, ready to jump into it?
Always.
Okay.
So as previously mentioned, today's topic is dating and being emotionally unavailable. Like, yeah. And we've all been there before, honestly. At least the majority of us have, right? Especially our women in our 30s and stuff like that. I would say that we've had well-rounded like relationships and interactions at points of time. And men, but mostly
This is
ladies.
gonna be good.
Mostly ladies. Why do you think that?
It's
It is
gonna
going
be
to
good.
be
I
good.
can't wait. I can't wait. Let's go.
Listen, the questions today are all simple as to who, what, when, where. No, who, what, when, and why. And most of all, where they had you fucked up at. Because somebody had you fucked up at some point in time, sis. I'm 10 minutes in. I couldn't wait to get to this part because I can curse now. So, but before we get real crazy into our topic, what does it exactly mean to be emotionally unavailable? I'm gonna ask you, Mason.
Who else you gonna ask? Ain't nobody. So for me, being emotionally unavailable is just being at the point where you're not giving all your emotions, and I'm giving you my definition, not a textbook definition or anything else like that. But being emotionally available is just where you're not available to give your all in any situation. So I believe that you could be emotionally unavailable in all kinds of situations, friendships, mostly relationships, even like family relationships. So
you took it
emotionally
there.
unavailable.
But
I
we
know.
talking about dating though. You ain't
You
gonna
just
rap.
asked me, what does it mean to be emotionally unavailable? You didn't say while dating. I answered your question.
What does it look like when you're emotionally unavailable with your friendships? Even though we're not talking about friendships, but we will be talking about that soon.
Basically that just means when you're friends, but you're not friends. Like you're not compassionate to that person. You don't let that person in. That person is a surface level friend. You know, you have those friends that you only go to parties with and hang out with, and but they don't know anything about your business. They don't know anything about you as a person. All they know about is at Friday 11 p.m. we going out, we partying. Other than that, we split ways. That's about it. I'm emotionally unavailable to that person. That's my friend, but we emotionally unavailable to each other. How you feel about that? You don't got friends for certain things and then friends for other things? You don't have?
I do. I don't hang out with everybody for everything. I'm real funny about that. And when you start mixing that two up, we gonna save that conversation for the friendship topic, y'all. So that's not. No. Anyway,
You skirted that. Good job.
I did. That's true. But my idea of what's being emotionally unavailable is just not being able to like bond and not wanting to grow with somebody. You know, I always talk about being able to grow with people and just growth in itself. He don't hush him out. So being emotionally unavailable is like, and that nigga or that person, I'm gonna say that person because we talking about everybody here. But when that person is telling you,
she really wants to say that nigga. Go ahead.
I know, I really did.
Just translate everybody. When she says that person in her mind, she's saying that.
In my mind. In my mind. No, that person is definitely just like not gonna be who you foresee them to be in y'all situation. Like they're not able to do it at that point in time. Like if they're emotionally unavailable, they're not able to create that bond that you're looking for or give you the love that you deserve and you want to receive. So we're gonna get more into that. So you said that you have a lot of different definitions, but in dating, have you ever been with someone that was emotionally unavailable, or have you actually been emotionally unavailable yourself?
Well, in dating, because that's what we're going to talk about, being emotionally unavailable, I think I've been emotionally unavailable in dating. And I think I've been with people that are emotionally unavailable. They're just not at that space. If you're between relationships, it's the first time. Like I've been with people that just came out of a relationship. She just came out of a relationship and we were getting together. We were getting to know each other. And she wasn't finished, you like to say, healing. So she wasn't finished healing from that first relationship. So she wasn't really ready to encounter and be with somebody else. So it wasn't the time for that for her. But she didn't realize that. But she used the situation to get over her past situations. So she wasn't she was totally emotionally unavailable at that time because she was emotionally all over the place. So she couldn't give her all to that relationship or that encounter with me.
And how did that make you feel? What that because you say she couldn't do that, but did you want that?
Did I want that at the time? No, I was getting to know her. Like, you know how I am. I'm always doing something. I'm getting to know you until I'm not. So I was getting to know her. I didn't know what her situation totally entailed. I think it's years later until I find out more and more and more and more. We're still friends or whatever, but then I find out more and more and more. So she wasn't ready for that. Much like your definition. Have you ever been with somebody right after you've been with somebody?
Yeah, I have. And that's actually my story about emotional unavailability. So that's why I was sitting there looking at you like, first you was peeking in my window about my outfit. Now you're peeking in my window about my life. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm going to let you finish your situation.
That's the end of it.
Were you ever emotionally unavailable? You say yes, so I want to hear
more. Oh, yeah. I'm always emotionally unavailable until I'm emotionally available.
What does that look like?
Because you got to be careful how much and who you pour everything into. You can't pour everything into everybody or you have nothing in your cup. So for me, it's like my emotions are something that I pour into someone. So I'm not going to pour into everybody the same amount or at all until I feel like that's somebody that deserves it. And vice versa. Nobody should pour anything into me until they feel like I'm the person that deserves that. You earn that. You asking me all these questions. You gonna answer any? I'm just saying. Hey, what about you? How about you?
Well, so for me, I have dated someone that was emotionally unavailable, and that looked crazy to me. It looked crazy. It made me feel crazy. It was confusing. And why, again, if you're just now getting here, is because that person had a hard time giving me love and receiving love, and it kept them from being vulnerable and so on and so forth, right? And so the infatuation stage originally was great, right? But when we started moving forward when I started moving forward, because in my mind, at some point in time, because I know this person for 2 years, in my mind, at some point in time, I was his whole girlfriend. And in his mind, I wasn't. I mean, because we were acting like boyfriend and girlfriend, but that title, you know what I mean, was not that wasn't it. He wasn't feeling the title. So I was my greatest self for him. And as you said, pouring myself into him. And he wasn't really pouring himself 100% back into me. He was giving me probably 32%. And I was giving 98. That's a really low number, right?
Thank you, Harrison.
And honestly speaking, he really wanted to be. I don't doubt that the person loved me because I do. Yes. But see, okay, damn. This is what it is.
I asked you the same thing too, so that's funny.
I hate when you do that because it interrupts my whole thought. You gotta wait till I'm done with my thoughts to be putting these comments. I'm gonna answer out here soon. But he wanted me, but wasn't ready for me. And I think that that's the thing about people that's emotionally unavailable. And it's like a game. And so out there, you said I dated someone for 2 years that wasn't emotionally unavailable. No, yes, it looks like a game of cat and mouse, right? So they don't really want to lose you. Just because they're emotionally unavailable doesn't mean they're incapable of actually loving you. It just means that they love their trauma and whatever caused them to be emotionally unavailable more than they actually can love you at that time. So in some instances, I understand them. And then on top of that, if you understand how the situation even came to be, that's
why don't you tell us? Story time. Go ahead. Story time.
All right. So I was getting out of a relationship, as you said. And when I went into it, I was at first emotionally unavailable myself, right? I was real cold and just not even willing to move forward. I didn't want a relationship going into it. And I always say how you start a relationship is the way that you should expect it to be unless y'all have those type of conversations, like where y'all want to be, where y'all foresee yourself, right? So I was in a really crazy, and we're going into domestic violence month, but I was in like an abusive relationship, so I didn't want that connection. And I don't know. I just wasn't ready. I didn't set the tone. So the relationship just didn't go where I wanted to go. Because now we're a year and a half in, and I'm like, oh, you my boyfriend now. Like, you my boyfriend. That's it. And he was like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm not. Look at your faces. You're like, what? You know, I'm not. And no, I'm not
I'm just going timeline and then.
No, it was always the whole thing about like, I'm not ready. He was never like where he wanted to be. He was never whole. He was never like at 100%. But nigga, when the fuck are you ever going to be at 100%? You're not.
Let me interject. He told you he wasn't ready, or you assumed he wasn't ready?
No,
he say I'm not ready.
No, he said I'm not ready. I want to be. I'm working on this and I'm working on that, and I want to be here. But if you really love somebody, you're willing to build to get there.
So when did he tell you this? Just for clarity, when did he tell you this? 2 years in, 1 year in, 6 months in, 2 days in?
No, this is like a year and almost a year and a half in. This is what it was leading up, because I was only going to play with you for 6 more months after that, if that. You should be lucky. No, I want something serious. I want the commitment. I'm over what I was going through initially, and now I want more. I don't know. You're sitting there looking at me like,
I'm letting you talk.
But am I making sense?
You're making sense. I'll ask questions if you're not. I'll be like, wait a minute, but huh?
Yeah. So she says, if he told you, you should have listened. And yes, but a lot of people. So you mean to tell me you've never been with someone? Don't be out here ignoring red flags, girl. Absolutely. You should not ignore the red flags. A lot of people think, though, that they can fix somebody. They think that they can fix people like, oh, I'm going to help you get to 100%. Because at the same time, he's saying, I'm not ready. He's not saying I'm not ready to be with you. He's saying, no, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. I'm not at 100%. And how many times do people say that? You know what I mean?
So can I ask you a question? Were you trying to fix him? Is that what you said, people, but in that scenario, were you trying to fix him?
I think I was trying to fix him.
Were you trying to help him get to 100%?
I mean, yeah. I think I was trying to help him be at 100%.
Did you think you could love him into 100%?
I thought I could love him into 100%. It's giving Bob the Builder. Yes, I was out here building tables, bitch, and houses and people. You can't build people, though. You cannot build people.
It's a lesson to learn, though.
A heavy lesson. But I've also, like I said, I've also been emotionally unavailable too. So going into the situation, we went into the situation both knowing that it was a situationship. I wanted the situationship to be more, because to me that was a situation.
So initially for that first year, you guys were on a good space because you were on the same page. Like you went into
that was the infatuation stage. That was the infatuation stage. Like, oh, like I like this person. You know, like. We're dope together. We doing all the things that boyfriends and girlfriends do. We're like we're buying each other Christmas gifts. We're with each other for Valentine's Day. We're doing all that type of stuff. But are we in a committed relationship? See, don't get that shit fucked up. When I say 32%, I'm not saying like 30% like, oh, he's coming to my house and hitting me. No, I'm saying like we're still going on dates. We're doing all the same things that people in relationships do. So obviously that can be very confusing. Like after a while, right? Because now I'm over the heartbreak. I'm over what happened. I'm growing. I'm healing. I've healed now. So now I'm able to start pouring into you more than you're able to pour into me.
But is that fair for you to change the rules halfway through the game?
I mean, obviously, those are conversations, right? That's being had. And so how long do you think that somebody wants to be in that space? How long do bitches be wanting to be in situationships? That's another conversation.
Cassie was with Diddy for how many years?
And look, as soon as she got out of that shit, she went, got married, had a baby.
Doesn't matter. She was with him for mad years. Like,
and he was probably emotionally unavailable because when his baby mom died, guess what? He was like, that was the love of my life. Well, what the fuck was you doing with Cassie? What is Cassie, chopped liver? No.
Well, my point is he said what it was. and that's what he stuck to.
We don't know
And in
what
your
he was
scenario,
doing. We don't know what he was doing behind the scenes with Cassie. We don't know. We don't know.
what we do know is they were together. They never
Right.
got married, and they were just together. Never had any children. And Puffy's like a walking, like, everybody gets it, like fertile, fertile, fertile. So I mean, but I'm never to have any children for. There's more to that, but anyway, she was with him in a situationship for many years. So I mean, people could be in situationships for years and be happy with it, or be content with it enough to stay for 10 years.
Right. Right.
So
Absolutely.
that's why I don't think it's a strange thing to do. Sometimes you're comfortable. Comfortability. We talked about being comfortable in a relationship, and sometimes you're at the top of comfortability. All your financial needs are taken care of. Only thing you have to do is exist.
And that's no, that doesn't substitute for the emotion of
settle. I say people settle, especially women. I think women settle.
Settling for anything is not good. Why would you settle? Life is grand.
But for them, life is grand too, and they settling. You wouldn't want trips to Ibiza every weekend. You wouldn't want. You love seafood. You wouldn't want the plethoras of seafoods, the biggest crab legs, all the stuff that you eat.
So the funny thing
about all that on a daily basis, and all you have to do is show up.
I provide all of that for myself, though. I can do that myself. So you're
the number one person who said I would rather.
I do rather. No,
somebody else do it.
I do rather.
So Cassie had the opportunity for somebody else to do it, and she thought she could love him.
We're not talking about that much now.
How much money do you think Cassie had? You think Cassie had the equivalent of what Diddy had?
No, but so what are you trying to say?
Yeah, she had enough money for a one bedroom, and she had enough money for a one bedroom somewhere, but he had enough money for a mansion in a penthouse. So she went with the mansion and penthouse. I ain't wronging her. She's not doing anything wrong. She was just on her shit, and she was like, I'll take this, and I'll wait to love him into him being more emotionally available. Because I'm pretty sure Diddy was like, yo, I'm not interested in anything crazy.
No. Second.
What is it like to date someone that is?
You think he said that to her?
Oh, you breaking up. What happened?
You think he said that to her?
That he didn't want anything?
I don't know. Go to number 2. Number 2.
I'm at number 2.
What is
Did you break up for a second? You were delayed. You right?
Yeah, you broke up. You broke up. So I was like, what's going on? But yeah, so what is it like to date someone that's emotionally unavailable? I guess we kind of like covered it. But for me, I was like, I saw my future with this person. I feel like I was doing the best for them and with them and just like trying to be my best self for them. After a while, like I was like, oh, is that hard to like change and come back from them? I don't know.
Yes.
But anyway, they never showed up. They was like, yeah, bitch, not here. Not here. What did that look like? What's your answer for number 2?
Okay. What is it like to be with someone that's emotionally unavailable? I mean, it depends on how honest you are with yourself and with that person, and if you're listening to that person and what they're saying. So for me, like I said, I understood more later on, because obviously when you're emotionally unavailable and yet you're still trying to be in a situation, you're one, being deceitful in some way, shape, or form, because you know that you're not going to give your all. And if you're honest and that person sticks around, then you're playing your role and you're being honest with your emotionally unavailable ass. So for me, when
you're emotionally unavailable, you don't really communicate. You avoid conversations. You can't have conversations that have deep meanings, and you avoid labels. You're hot, you're cold. That's a part of being emotionally unavailable.
But I've been emotionally unavailable and been able to have communication and say what I want. He was emotionally unavailable and he was able to tell you that I'm not ready for a relationship. That was communicating. That wasn't communicating.
But you're not really telling, like, the why is still always like a question mark. Like
I don't have to justify how I feel. Like if I tell you I don't like you, I don't have to tell you why I don't like you. Like,
why don't you have to? Why do you? What?
Why?
Why would you be talking to me if you don't like me? Why would you be wasting?
I'm using it as all right. Let me make it a better example.
What the hell?
If I'm telling you I'm not ready for a full-on communicating relationship, like full-on commitment, I'm being honest. I'm telling you what it is. If you're saying all right, and then you're still hanging around, whose fault is that? Mine or yours? If I tell you the truth and you still hanging around, is that my fault or your fault?
First of all, if you say you love me but you're not ready,
you didn't answer my question. Is it my fault or your fault? There's only two answers: my fault or your fault.
Or is there only a yes or no?
No, that's the question. So yes or no. Am I in the street or not in the street? Look down. No, I'm not in the street. Like, so what do you think? Is that my fault or your fault in that scenario?
I guess it's my fault in that scenario because I continue to deal with you.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, most people who are emotionally unavailable, they mostly give you mixed signals. That person was able to communicate, hey, I'm not ready. But at the same time, you're sitting here telling me you love me. You're spending Valentine's Day with me. You're spending Christmas with me. We're like together on our birthdays, or you're buying me gifts. Like, you're acting like my whole nigga. You're acting like my whole nigga. Why the fuck are you not available to be in a relationship and be committed? That sounds crazy to me. We're going on dates. You don't want me fucking other people. Why do you give a fuck about who I'm fucking if you don't want to be fucking me every day for the rest of your life?
Because I don't want to fuck you and other people. I just want to fuck you. That doesn't make sense?
No, but why do I owe you that? I don't even owe you that explanation. I don't owe you that.
You don't owe me the explanation, but you owe me the same level of truth that I gave you when I said that I wasn't interested in a relationship. Right? So if you feel like, yo, I want to date other people, you can say that. And we live in a free world. Like, we can't blame other people for our own actions. If somebody tells you this is dog shit, right, or this is ice cream and it's really dog shit, and you eat it as ice cream, that's your fault. So if an emotionally unavailable person tells you what it is, I don't think that's being dishonest. If somebody doesn't tell you what it is, now we're in different territory. But once they start telling you, yo, I'm not available for this, that, and the third, and you're not listening, that's your fault. Yeah, he still wanted to. What did he want to do? He wanted to go out and do boyfriend things.
Yeah, we was doing boyfriend things, but we wasn't like boyfriend and girlfriend.
So maybe he didn't have nobody else to do boyfriend things with at the time, so he hung out with you. What's wrong with that? You didn't benefit from that?
No, because eventually
you didn't benefit from that.
Eventually, no. What? Eventually, I started finding hairs in your shower and shit. So now that's the problem, because you don't want me out here fucking, but you want to be out here fucking. That's the problem.
That's selfish, but
right. Okay. Now you're being selfish. Now you're being a little bit of a problem. No, there's so many, like, no, Mason,
yeah, he could have been polyamorous and he didn't know how to explain it.
He was not polyamorous. We have comments. Sugar says, yet he was still giving mixed signals. Why are we spending Valentine's Day together, etc.? Absolutely. Like, what's the point? This is a
day for love.
But he told me he loved me every day, but he didn't want to be my nigga. Why you didn't want to be my nigga? Anyways, she says exactly. Althea says, if I realize you're unavailable, I'm out of there unless we're just fucking.
Always an option.
Yeah, but see, it started out that way, but
selfish and controlling.
Everything should go. Selfish and controlling should go. Out there, cheat just in case, via my friend, LOL. Cheat just in case.
Just in case.
Like, and again, I mentioned that I was emotionally unavailable at some point myself, and an emotionally unavailable woman looks like she just focused on herself and her goals and winning. And not saying that bitches that's winning and want to be goal oriented or not, like they're automatically emotionally unavailable. That's not what I'm saying. But I was like cold and aloof. Like I just was like.
You was like, whatever. You was with the shits.
Yeah, I was with the shits in the beginning, but then I started feeling like, oh my gosh, this thing is everything. I want more of this, like, in forever. No, and you know what? Mm-mm. All right, so did I notice any signs? I think I did notice signs, but I put my blinders on, right? And that's what Althea is saying. There's red flags. There's always red flags. Everything you do, there's red flags. And I just guess in that particular situation, because I was getting over a situation and I felt like that person kind of was like my breath of fresh air, I was willing to overlook the red flags.
How often do you think that happens?
That happens a lot, honestly. I think that happens a lot. When you are, when you're still discovering yourself, when you're still trying to figure out, I've seen a comment. Yes, that's the comment that I've seen. Hold on. That's because you gave that coochie up. Once sex is involved, sometimes we get attached unwillingly. Yes, absolutely.
Whoa. Is that the reason?
That's what was happening. I just said the dick was so good, I wanted to keep it. After a while, I was like, nah, I'm fucking this nigga. That's it.
But you was being selfish.
I was being selfish.
He told you he wanted to share. You said, no, I just want it for myself.
Who he said he wanted to share with?
He said, I'm not ready for a relationship with you right now. He told you, translation, I want to be shared. Community people.
Oh, no, you don't want to be shared because you're telling me.
No, he doesn't want you to share, but he wants to share. And you was like, nah.
That nigga was telling me he was working on himself and his goals and he ain't got time to focus on everything that I got going on right now and who I want to be. No.
Still trying to figure that out. Who I want to be with. Is that's completing the sentence. He was trying to figure out who he wants to be with.
Was the with what he forgot? Tell
me.
You
may not have heard it. Maybe he said with and you didn't hear it. Who I want to be with.
He didn't say that. No.
Hypnotized.
Girl. Y'all are crazy in this fucking comments. I cannot. I fucking cannot. So did you notice any signs though when you were with the girl? Was she honest about who she was and where she was in that space and time in which you were dating?
No, because I was emotionally unavailable and I only pour into what I pour into when I pour into it. I knew what the situation was and I could figure it out. To this day, like she doesn't really think that I was a rebound, but I think I was a rebound. And the way she quantifies it is just by like things she gave me. So she was like, no, but I bought you this. And I'm like, that doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't matter. So
I bought him a lot of stuff too. And that was like the first time that I jumped out the window and was like willing to spend on someone. Like one of the first times that I was like openly like spending on someone that wasn't like my real boyfriend, like in-home partner. Yeah, no, that's a little crazy. I respect that from a man. Please be more specific because I missed where we was at when you put that point. Because I don't want Mason to think he's right because he's emotionally unavailable. Still.
But I said that. Like, who did?
They might have just.
You see how you're not listening to me? I told you who and what I was, and you're like,
no, I'm telling the audience.
You're repeating. They know.
I'm telling the audience. They know. They've been here. Oh my gosh, you're okay with that?
Yes, because I'm honest with it. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, I'm pouring into people who I think deserve me pouring into them."
Well, how would you be able to determine? Like, tell me what that looks like. Like, how you gonna be able to identify the person that you should pour into? Like, when it's time to pour into that person.
So we not having conversations. We not seeing if we vibing. We not seeing if like, is the communication easy? Is it hard to talk? Some people, it's hard as hell to talk to them. Like we can't sit at a bar and have a decent conversation about anything, no matter how you push it. They don't have any type of vibe whatsoever. Like that's not somebody I want to pour into. All right.
Okay,
you're in a different space in your life. You're not looking for the things I'm looking for. That's not somebody for me to pour into. Red flags, red flags, red flags. They telling me what it is.
Okay, so my question to you is when you first meet a woman, you tell them when you guys are having?
No, I don't walk up and say, "Excuse me, I'm emotionally unavailable. How are you today? Can I buy you a drink?" That makes no sense. No, I wouldn't say that. Like, who would say that?
So
no one should be emotionally available from meeting someone. You should have a conversation. You like that stuff should build. You should never be like sitting here like.
Well, at what point do you determine that you can be like, okay, so you guys have conversation? What kind of I'm trying to understand a little bit more about this mind frame that you have. So at what point in time, like, how do you tell me what it looks like? Show me, tell me. I want
tell you what being emotionally unavailable looks like, or
like,
tell
how
you
do we get to Mason's availability?
So all right, so you have to emotions and mental stimulation is different from a sexual situation. Sexual situations are all physical. Emotional stability and being emotional is it comes from like within and making that connection, making that mental connection. If you're not stimulating my mind, how can you stimulate my soul? How can you be somebody that I want to move further with on another level besides physical? Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. So what if I was stimulating the mind, or the person is stimulating the mind, and they ain't say agreed to that. That was agreed before. Don't try to do that. That is before. They said good question. They want to know.
I'm pulling them up in order. I'm pulling them up in order.
I didn't hear that part. She didn't hear that you were an emotionally unavailable man yourself. She didn't hear that. And since we're in the comments, I respect a man telling me he's emotionally unavailable. This lets me know how and where to categorize that man. Him letting me know that he's emotionally unavailable will let me determine, amongst other things, how I will move with him. Will he get friend zoned? Will I give him this good coochie? Well, bitch, let me tell you a secret. If you do give him the good coochie and then you become digmatized in the process, right? Guess what happens? You gonna be like, oh, you don't care about this good ass coochie that I've been fucking giving you? And guess what? He don't care about that good ass coochie. He likes you. He might even value you. But
or it's not good.
No, nigga. Yeah, you're horrible. What do you mean it's not good? It could be fucking good. You could be slapping that shit on his fucking forehead every night.
That don't mean it's good.
Let me slap on his forehead every night.
He could be slapping it on her forehead every night.
However it goes down, he likes it because he keeps coming back every night. Every night was the key word. How about that? Is niggas going back to bitches without the good pussy or the whatever every night, even if it's not good? Are you telling me that there's somebody out there?
Maybe he was bored. Maybe he didn't have anything to do. Maybe it was Thursday night and the Hush Your Mouth wasn't on.
Maybe. Anyway, all right, back to your process of what it takes for you personally to become emotionally foreign to someone. So they feed your soul, they feed your mind, and then the next step for you is, like, how am I going to know that? Are you going to say to me now, because you didn't tell me when you first met me during this talking phase that you were emotionally unavailable. So when I pour into you and show you like, oh, I can stimulate your mind, I can feed your soul and blah, do you then be like, oh, girl, I'm here now. Like, I'm emotionally available. What's up? Like, how will I know? What are the signs?
We continue talking. The conversation continues. We continue. Like,
do you kiss when you're
me being honest is not a bad thing. And like, I don't know why that's looked at as saying like me saying I don't want to pour into everybody. Y'all want a nigga to pour into everybody? You want me to be emotionally available to everybody I meet? Because that's what the opposite of what I'm saying is. So the opposite of what I'm saying and what you're saying is that I should be giving everybody my all. I should be community P for everybody instead of having standards and saying, hey, listen, I'm not going to be emotionally available to somebody that doesn't deserve it. So the opposite of that is being emotionally available to everybody. So that's not you can't.
No, first
of all, what else is left to say then?
You know what? I don't think that you should even date everybody at one time.
So me saying I'm emotionally unavailable to people that I'm not dating what does that mean?
No, that you're not dating. You're dating this person now. This is what I'm talking about.
In my scenario, I was at a bar meeting someone. So in your scenario, I'm dating the person and I became emotionally unavailable and I never told them that what?
You were at a bar meeting someone? When did we talk about? We talked about that earlier.
I said I was meeting somebody, and when I meet somebody, I don't immediately tell them I'm emotionally unavailable. That's crazy.
Well, first of all, you and I both have, because the listeners are probably confused right now. They're like, what's going on? So you and I both have two different point of views when it comes to the dating phase. But to me, the text messages and all that other shit has already occurred. We're past texting. We're past all that other shit. No, we're like on the regular, seeing each other, on the regular, fucking, on the regular. We on the regular. Like, we see each other and hear from each other on the regular. So now, in that state, but we don't have a relationship. We don't have a title. We're not committed to each other. So now, in that state, what does that look like for you?
What does that look like for me?
But wait, I'm sorry. This comment got me weak over here. No, don't keep yourself selective, King. But you giving Kevin Samuel vibes.
It's on the screen.
I know. I just seen it. I had to read it out loud for my people that may not be able to read out there. I love y'all still. Anyway.
You think our audience can't read?
I think that our audience can read, but we always read the comments. There's people listening on
Spotify. Okay. She didn't mean
Spotify.
that you can't read, guys. She didn't mean that you
Spotify.
can't. She said she's reading it out loud for the people on our audio. Yes. Okay. Continue. What was the question?
Oh, we have another. I forgot the question. Oh, wait. No. What does it look like for you?
What does what look like for me?
You always do this with these comments. I said, so we're doing all those things, and now, are you still emotionally unavailable? Like, how will I know when you are available? Because, like, do you kiss during your like dating thing? Oh, let me not say dating, because dating to me is different than you. But obviously, like, get it. So you're saying that you're getting to know, which is is that your dating?
All right. Let me clear this up. Stop giving Kevin Samuel vibes. Let me clear this up. If I am taking steps, I'm not the guy that you just like described. I'm not gonna give you boyfriend vibes and boyfriend treatment if I'm not trying to be there with you. So there's no going to that next level if I'm not interested. If I'm not gonna pour into you, that means I'm not taking you on a date. That means we're not going out. That means that in the talking phase, while I'm talking to you, I realize that, hey, this isn't gonna go far. So I'm not gonna use you. I'm not going to try to be with you and hold on to you and not let you find the person that's going to give you what you need. So me being honest and saying, hey, listen, this isn't going to work out, or me just not taking you out and not continuing our relationship in the manner that you want, that's being respectful in my eyes. So if I'm doing that, that means I'm interested. If I'm doing the Valentine's Day stuff, that means I'm interested. That means I'm pouring into you. That's me. We're talking about me. You asked me about me. Your situation with those guys doing all those things, no, I'm not agreeing with that.
It was one guy. Don't say those guys. Just say that one guy.
That one guy, that one time.
That guy, that one time.
I'm just looking for you to give me the eye contact of how I'm supposed to lie. So,
lie? Whoa.
Eye contact. Let me know. How do I lie? One time. Got you. All right. So the one time with that one guy, not multiple guys, the one guy, and his scenario is not my scenario. So like, I think we're using it differently. I'm not going to use people in terms just to get my rocks off or just.
Oh my God, was he using me to get his rocks off? Was that his sex toy? What's that?
Y'all went to sex church.
We went to. I had never been to sex church. Don't be saying that. That's a real thing out there, y'all. I'm not. I've never been here. So. Shout out to the people who go, but I've never been there. So if that's what you're into, then God bless you. All right. So, see Angelique at 9:00. Do you think a person enters the relationship unavailable, or do you think something happens that removes the interest? I think that for a person that's emotionally unavailable, they enter in the relationship unavailable. Like their emotions are not there. They're not capable of building that bond with you. They're not capable of maintaining that level of intimacy. Like they can't go beyond being intimate. And emotional intimacy and actual intimacy is different. And people don't know that. Like people don't know that. That's just like how guys be thinking like girls can't fuck niggas and not have no feelings. No, we can. We do.
I heard differently on the episode on Tuesday last week.
You can fuck multiple people, she said.
No. Malcolm told you that.
Oh, Malcolm said that. Yeah, that was 2 Tuesdays ago. But Althea says if they just a fuck buddy, then that's
Where'd
what it
you say
is.
that
She's
at?
okay with that. You know what I mean? What do you think about that, Mason? Do you think that the person enters the relationship unavailable, or you're saying, yeah? What do you think about it?
I don't think you should enter a relationship unavailable. I think you can enter dating unavailable. You shouldn't move to a relationship unavailable. Like,
but I think if you go into dating unavailable, then you are blocking yourself from being in a relationship and being available. How do you turn it off and how do you turn it on? If you're an available person, that looks like you're willing to grow and to understand and to be vulnerable. When you go into dating and you're unavailable emotionally, that means that you're not able to be vulnerable with that person. So when do you switch it on?
When did you switch it on?
I switched it on when I was done healing, but I knew that I was in the process of healing. That person has to first acknowledge that they are in the process of healing and that they have something to heal from first. That's how it goes with the whole emotionally unavailable thing.
So you realized that you were finished healing and you wanted more from that situation that you already entered in.
Like, oh, I'm done with this shit now. Like, all right, that situation's over and done. I'm able to be who I need to be for this person now. Like, I'm able to be who I need to be for myself, not even for that person, more for myself. I'm able to be who I need to be because I've overcame that. I did my therapy, I did my healings, I did my hurrahs, I did my fucking chants, I prayed a lot to God, I locked myself in closets. If you ever saw a prayer room, that was me. Okay, when I left that first relationship, that led me to go into the relationship with the emotionally unavailable man, because I was also an emotionally unavailable woman. So now I'm done, right? Because obviously I knew I suffered from trauma, which is why I was emotionally unavailable in the first place. My feelings was on reserve, but I let that be known from the beginning.
And he let it be known.
He didn't let me know that he wasn't looking for a relationship. That's the thing. In the beginning, it was in a year and 6 months in, because I came into the relationship with my terms and my conditions.
So he met, just for clarification. So you said you didn't want much more from this than having fun and
initially,
initially, what did you say?
Initially, I went into the situation and I didn't even ask much questions. But see, that's the problem right there. People get into relationships, and I'm jumping ahead and I'm just running with the conversation, because now people get into emotionally unavailable relationships, right? With people who are emotionally unavailable because they don't ask questions. They don't know their boundaries. They don't know. Like, I didn't say to them, all right now I'm not available, but eventually I might want a relationship with you. So what does that look like for you? Even prior to us having sex, I never asked that question. And so I came into this relationship on some situationship. No, we having fun, we vibing, we cooling. It's a good time. I like the way he makes me feel. He likes the way I make him feel. We enjoy each other's time. But what's next?
Is that the digmatized part?
The digmatized came in between all that shit, because yeah.
I got you, Eula.
Yeah. So you don't have to pour yourself into every person. No, you don't. However, you can give. How can you give multiple people the same attention? I think she meant you can. I'm not sure. I don't want to put words in your mouth. And then answer the question, Mason. So what's the question that you ain't answer? Oh, Sugar, tell me what's the question he ain't answer, because I went crazy just now. I was on a fucking rant. You know, this is like, I'm undigging. I'm unpacking. I'm unpacking here on Hush Mouth tonight. This is one of the episodes.
It's cool. You healing.
I mean, you know, I'm in the process of healing. I'm always talking about my healing. That's the thing that I love about Hush Mouth, because I could unpack and heal right here with y'all. And we all healing together because we are family.
I just want to know what I didn't answer. Did I not answer what question? I'll answer it.
Because, like, what if a girl really...
What point do you become emotionally unavailable? Okay.
Yeah, at what point do you become emotionally available? You didn't answer the question.
Right.
You're the block.
You got me. You got me. I didn't answer that question. She's right. Yeah. All right, cool. Calling me.
They listening. They paying attention tonight. They said this is the topic. Trust me.
Some people know a little bit more. All right, cool. So I think for me, the emotions start kicking in, or the availability starts kicking in during the dating phase. After probably like the first or second date, I'll know if I enjoy your personal company, and then I start feeling like the need to wanting to be around you, the need to calling you, the need to like I start feeling all that stuff, and then I start putting in those extra efforts. So for me, it's just about getting to that point, like where that feeling matches, and then I try to communicate that with my actions. So if I'm asking you to hang out, if I'm asking you to spend time with me, if I'm calling you in the morning, if I'm calling you at night, you know. And I think my biggest indication if I like you is if I call you when I'm drunk. I think that's a big indication for anybody. Do they really like you? Do they like you? You don't think so? Who you call when you drunk? You better call Side Panel when you drunk. Who you call when you drunk?
Oh, me and Side Panel get drunk together. I don't get drunk without.
Oh, so you don't call nobody because your person's right there. No. I
guess, yeah. I mean, there's nobody to call because my person is right there now in my new life. But
1,000%. The next time you get drunk, Side Panel's gonna be watching to see if you pick that phone up.
She's not. She's not worried about those type of things. She can't even see her damn self when we get drunk. Okay, she can't see. All right. Sorry.
Let me know if I answered that question. If I didn't answer it, I'll give more.
Yeah, make him give more, y'all. I want y'all to tell him no, Mason, please give more. Don't say understandable. Say give more. But all right, so all right, so I'm a person that thinks kisses are intimate. Do you kiss during your date, like your emotionally unavailable stage?
No.
No? So
I'm not even fucking you during my emotionally unavailable stage.
Ooh, that's a good guy right there. Have you ever though?
Have I ever? Have I ever in life? In life.
Yes, in life. In life, yes. I want to know.
Answering yes, in life. See, that's how y'all missed the answer. Yes, in life, I have. Do I now?
Why'd you do that?
I mean, we was vibing at the time. Like it was one of those in the moments you meet, you're vibing, like you're having a good time. You're really connecting with this person, and you connect all the way to a physical part. It happened.
Okay, but you were emotionally unavailable. Y'all was just catching a vibe with each other. So now, what happened after that? Did you like wake up the next day and do a gallus on her? Like she tried to stay for a whole week.
Oh,
I'm like, oh nah, she gotta go.
Nah. I think I'm very respectful. So I mean,
you let her stay until the afternoon, and you told her you had somewhere to go.
Oh no, this wasn't at my house.
Her house. It was a hotel. You said check out
the one particular situation I'm thinking about. She wasn't from like here, so it wasn't one of those scenarios. So she had a room or whatever. So it wasn't like. So there you go. There's your tidbit. Years and years ago, people. Years and years ago.
It's okay.
It's not. I'm telling the truth.
All right, Mason. All right.
We have mad questions left.
No, we really don't, because we really ran through this stuff. That's why I'm looking at it like, well, where else we gonna go? Why does one, or in my case, why did I date someone that was emotionally unavailable?
That's a good question for you.
That's a good question. This is a good question for you. You also dated someone who was emotionally unavailable. No. Well, like I said, I was unavailable myself, so it kind of worked, right? And the lack of romantic role models in my life growing up, right? And because I liked him and we had similarities, he was cute, and I was digmatized as the EULA says in the audience. So I think I allowed myself to stay longer than I knew I should have. Because once I was done having fun, I should have just, because I'm real big and I've always said that. So it's like I changed my rules for that person, because I say, well, if you go into a situationship knowing it's a situationship, don't try to expect a situationship to turn into a relationship. I'm real big on that. However, I think that in that situation, I kind of was tweaking my rules, which a lot of my rules over time have changed, but that's another conversation, kind of. Like,
well, doesn't everybody's rules change over time? Like you grow,
you
change,
grow.
your wants
That's
change,
how you
your
want to pass
needs
yourself.
change.
Yeah, when you want to pass to self-discovery, then your rules for dating and how you love and how you want to be loved and what you feel you deserve are going to change as those experiences happen. And I think that experience was necessary.
I agree. It made you the person you are today. You wouldn't have these standards. It wouldn't be,
I
who
would
you
not have
are if you didn't have those experiences.
Now I know, like, I would never date somebody that says that they are not ready. And you want to know what's real funny though? Because even when I met my current partner, like, I still wasn't kind of ready, I guess. I was ready at that time, but during
were you emotionally available?
So in the beginning, when we were like friends and getting to know each other, I guess this is what I wasn't dating her, but she was my friend and we were getting to know each other. So I was just gonna say that.
Was this at the park when you had the outfit on?
Listen, anyway, I expressed that I didn't necessarily believe in love. Like, I didn't believe in love. I didn't that wasn't where I was at. I didn't want a relationship. That's not where I was at. And that's like a whole year after that dude. So yeah, I was like, oh no, I'm still not ready. I just want to be me. I'm not available to love. And what did I tell you, side panel?
You don't believe in love. So.
And I wasn't capable?
Yeah, you're not capable of loving.
I didn't think I was capable of loving
anybody. Wait, you said you're not capable of love?
I said I wasn't in that time.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You said you weren't capable of love. What made you think that?
Because I was not falling in love. My heart was icy. I was definitely that's better for stopping to come a little closer and just stay in the background real quick because yeah, I was icy.
What?
He said, what was your question, Mason?
You said you weren't capable of love?
I wasn't capable of love. So
you don't feel like you were capable of love. Why did you feel like that?
What's the reason that I told you? Because she asked me. She thought I was crazy.
You don't remember what the reason was that you're asking somebody else who received the information?
You never said
you thought I was crazy though.
No, I just.
Are you saying that I didn't tell you?
I thought you was like a savage. Like you just fucked with niggas to be fucking with niggas. Like
I was. So yeah, that's
like you don't deal with. You're not looking for love. Not that you're crazy.
Okay, well, I wasn't looking for love. I was a savage. But I was open about it, and I felt like I was being honest. I wasn't capable in that moment. So,
do you enter relationships? Do you enter relationships for the most part in that zone? Do you enter relationships for the most part in the?
No, I'm really funny about how. No, I wouldn't enter a relationship if I'm emotionally unavailable. I would not, because how did we even get there? I need to be vulnerable for you to want to enter a relationship. I need to want to create a bond with you. I need to want to be. I'm real funny about my time. So I need to want to spend my time with you for me to get into a relationship with you. But emotionally unavailable, like, now, if I'm emotionally unavailable, I see you when I see you. Holla at you on the fly.
Your time is your indication of if somebody is.
What was that?
Sorry, that was me. Apparently the area, there's things happening in the area. That's my Citizen app.
Oh, okay.
She's like, what's that? What's going on? That was a Citizen app, people.
But do y'all want to hear the Psychology Today answer about this question about why people actually date people that are emotionally unavailable? The answer is that one or more of their caregivers was actually unavailable in their life themselves. So, and then this is not Psychology Today, but this goes back to what I said previously, is people are fixers and they think that they could fix somebody. You know what I mean? And then you attract what you kind of like, people that are similar to you, right? So again, I was emotionally unavailable, so he was emotionally unavailable. I grew up not seeing my mom in healthy relationships because an emotionally unavailable relationship is an unhealthy relationship. It's unhealthy as fuck. You know what I mean? So you only can attract what you know in that moment, I guess, and you have to grow. And some people like the chase. Some people like the idea of somebody not being available for them. Some people do. Some people do.
Is that a girl thing? Is that a
psychology today?
Okay,
they
I was
said
going to say,
lot
do
of
you know
women,
someone?
No, they
A
said
lot of women are like that.
They said a lot of women like the chase of a man not being available. I said, damn, I would have thought it was like that was like a guy thing. Because I thought guys like to play cat and mouse.
Interesting.
And this is why we must strive to break these generational curses. Yes, because if you notice, a lot of shit shows up in our love life and in our adulthood. The shit that happened in the past shows up in our relationships and how we love each other and how we love our children and love ourselves. Most of all, it's how we love ourselves. That's the real big picture. The real big picture is how I should have been getting bombs and gunshots this whole motherfucker. Okay, and
no, you shouldn't have.
Don't have our audience. Our audience should have been getting.
Oh yeah, the audience. One time for the audience.
You're not on your job
serving me. Nah, they were serving me. I had to be on the defense. They were serving me.
They were serving you. Why? What is going on, Lord Jesus? So, moving on to number 5. Number 5, how can dating someone that is emotionally unavailable ruin relationships? Mason?
I think when you are selfish in your emotionally unavailable self, like if the person is in a different space, if you're both emotionally unavailable and you come to the agreement, this is what y'all doing, then that's fine. But when somebody is like, I am ready, I am at this space, just like when you said you was ready, you was at that space, but he wasn't. I think that continuing that type of relationship is detrimental. So that's how it can ruin the relationship. So you find out later on, hey, this person's been emotionally unavailable this whole time, and at no point did those feelings turn on. That's what happens. What do you think?
It can ruin relationships because, one, they're unavailable. It won't ever grow into a healthy relationship, right? It won't ever grow up. It won't ever grow into a healthy relationship. And it was actually ruined before it started. I'm looking at my notes over here, guys. I got like 2-3 lives going on here. I'm just like, oh wait, personally, sis, he sound like a fuckboy, LOL. And girl, you know he was a fuckboy, okay? But he's a fuckboy that I actually don't mind still being friends with, because I think that he saved me from see, look, that's some crazy shit. You could kind of value the fuckboy sometimes. He was a fuckboy because he was emotionally unavailable. However, he was valuable in the aspect that I feel like he gave me light in a situation where I felt darkness. You understand what I'm saying? So initially, he was like the light in my life because I was in a really dark place. And I think sometimes us suffering with our own traumas and issues, that person calling you, you need to answer that person. I'm sorry. And that I'm sorry.
You don't respect side panel. Don't talk to side panel like that. Okay, just checking your tone, just making sure you know.
Don't check my phone.
Our side panel.
So it's completely unhealthy. A person who is available is willing to do the work. A person that's unavailable is not. So it's always going to look like the person that is available is doing more than the person that is unavailable, right? And that person that is available emotionally is trying harder. And it's going to take a lot of patience and time to break that. And if you got that in you, girl, God bless you. Because some people are married to emotionally unavailable people. And don't get that shit fucked up. that you can't be married. Again, I said you can love people that you are emotionally unavailable to, but you just can't be available with your emotions to them. You might not like them to touch you. That's why I said, do you kiss people when you are in that state of being emotionally unavailable? Because you say it like you could turn it on and off. But really, honestly, when a person is emotionally unavailable, they can't turn it on and off. They have to heal. Yo, I need you. I can hear that. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not being, it's something that happened on my live.
Okay. So real quick. You said that I said that I could turn it on and off. That's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying.
No,
I'm
what you said. No, Mason. I'm gonna tell you something about you.
You're gonna tell me what I said?
Yes, I am, because I want you to know that I was listening. Because remember we talked about this earlier when I said, yo, stop making me feel like I'm not listening sometimes, but then no, I'll be like da-da-da. No. What you said.
Say what I said so I could clear it up.
Okay, clear it up, because I'm pretty sure.
No, say what I said so I could clear it up.
Family in the audience is very confused. So what you said was what? What you said?
Say what I said.
Was that after the second date, you said during the texting conversations, whatever, when you're ready to spend more time with that person is when you stop being emotionally unavailable. That's what you said, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. But the truth of the matter is you cannot stop being emotionally available at the drop of a hat, right? Because one, for you to even entertain that person, you had to have some type of connection there, one, right? For you to even entertain them at all. And so that means that, I guess, in your space, you would have been available, even in the first meeting. That means that when you meet someone that you must be available. You can't be emotionally unavailable in that space, because emotional unavailability comes from trauma, past experiences, and how you were shown the love and what you've experienced, and not wanting someone to hurt you. That's why you say that you don't want to put, I'm not reading you. I'm just saying what it says, how I receive and what I've experienced.
I'll correct it after you finish. Go ahead.
So I want you to correct it. Because
no, you're not even done. You just getting started.
So emotional unavailability is because somebody had let the person down or hurt that person in the past. It was trauma. Things was happening. You understand?
I'm listening to you. I just want to know when it's my turn.
It's your turn, Mason. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's my turn. All right. So I still don't know what you said that I said. So what did I say? I said when I meet somebody.
You said when you meet someone, somebody in the audience can actually tell you what you said. Sugar, Eula, all of you is that here.
We talking. You tell me what I said so I can correct it.
I want them to tune in. I want them to comment so they could tell you, because I want to know if they listening, how I'm listening. So y'all bitches could correct me if I'm wrong or whatever. So Mason, you said.
I'm gonna say ladies. These ladies can correct you. You can say bitches.
Can't say bitches.
That's you.
When I say bitches, I mean it as a term of endearment.
No. It's. I get it. You don't gotta explain that. I got it.
No, I just need to explain it to them just in case they don't know and they new here. You know, people tuning in from all over the place. They might think that's offensive. We got somebody from fucking India. They probably like, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, you said when you're dating, you're not available emotionally, right?
I said I could get into the dating phase and not emotionally be available.
Right. And then after the second or third, which is my favorite number for dating. If you watch
probably after the first. After the first, you could probably tell.
After the first, you can tell if you really like want to date somebody and move further. I
can't. I'm actually on the second date if I'm not interested after the first date.
Just because, no, I can still be interested, but I cannot be interested to the point where I want to show you that all of my emotions. Like, I don't want to give you all of me on the first date. Absolutely not. The first date, I'm filling you out.
Let me clear it up, because I don't feel like me being available isn't. Go ahead. All right, let me clear it up. Me being available isn't me giving 100%. It means I'm willing to explore further with you. I'm making myself available to you emotionally. That's me being emotionally available. So now if we go on a date, I'm saying there's a possibility of this going further. if there's a possibility of this going further, cool. We're sitting there, we're dating, we're having a good time, we're having a good conversation, blah, 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 blah. That ends. If I don't want to go out with you again, that means I'm no longer emotionally available. There's no chance. It's not even like that little that I was trying to open up so that way you could get in. Nah, we closed that door because whatever happened turned me off, whatever the case may be. Right? That doesn't happen to you. You never go on a date with somebody and you're like, nah, that turned me off. Nah, never again. I'm never going out with this person.
Yeah, but I wasn't available even from that one date.
Because you see dating differently. You want to go out on a date the day after we meet each other. I see that there's a courting process. There's a time for us to get to know each other. Then we set up a date. I need to know what you can eat, what you can't eat, what you're allergic to, what you like, what you don't like, what kind of ambiance you like. I need to know something about you. You want to have one phone conversation at a date. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm having a conversation. I'm having a few conversations for 2 weeks. Remember, I said 2 weeks. So if you last that first 2 weeks, then we go on a date, that means I'm interested. We keep going on dates, that means I'm interested. That's simple.
No, I think that we see again, this goes back. I think we need to do a topic on dating Mason and dating Kori Deez. Like, how does that look? We see dating completely different. Because our phases is what
I'm a Pisces.
Is what's going on. You're a Pisces. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Nah, that's why I am the way I am, because I'm telling
you're the fish in the water and the fish out of water.
What are you talking about? I'm telling you exactly how I am. I'm telling you, my Pisces apparently are emotional people, right? So we're supposed to be emotional. And I'm telling you out of straight respect for you, this is what it is right out the gate. I don't see that as being wrong. I don't see that. Oh, eggplant emojis? That was from something earlier.
What was the eggplant emoji?
That was from something earlier, I'm sure.
What is the eggplant? What was the eggplant emojis for? I'm curious. Put them shits up on the screen. Let's leave them there because I want to know. What was the eggplant?
We're not gonna. Those end up like right under my picture, so I'm good.
I know.
It's not.
Really? Not. Is that deep? Come on, cut it out. Okay, so now what? So again, I already said what I feel causes lack of intimacy, but I'll say it again: past experiences, childhood, and how they witness love, and they don't trust anyone, and they believe you want to hurt them. They believe that's how people who are truly emotionally unavailable show up to your relationship, to your door, like, hey, bitch.
I'm from New York. I think everybody wants to hurt me. That's
the problem.
You from New York too. You think everybody wants to hurt you. Don't make it sound like I'm Harlem.
Is this a borough thing?
No, it's saying that we're from the same city in the same state.
We're from the place that it gets crazy.
Exactly. So you think everybody wants to hurt you. So you are automatically
I'm from a place where on the streets you want to run across a sign that says protect your heart, and you might want to listen. Because when you run into that, you might be in a space that you might want to really protect your heart. And for those of you, that might be crazy. But honestly, girls or guys or whoever, you might want to stop trying to build people. You want the table fully. You want the table fully built. You don't want the table half-ass built. Like, you might just want to bring the seat and or the chairs or whatever, but you don't want the table that needs to be built. You don't want to be begging someone to.
Is this a kitchen table or like?
No, we don't want the kitchen table up. But you don't want to have to build somebody up all the time. Like how Althea says, it was giving me Bob the Builder. I didn't know I was being Bob the Builder until I was fucking had a hammer and a fucking Phillips.
Is there some value in helping people? Is there some value in building people up? Is there some value in being the supportive partner? Is there some value in it?
You can be. So that was the key at the end. What you said, supportive partner.
Well, you don't support them until you're partners.
Yeah, no, don't support until you're partners. And No, you can support. See, support. What does support look like to you? Because I was building.
That's what I was gonna get.
I was building a nigga. I could. I don't want to build a nigga. That's not fun.
How was you building him? Like, let's get into some examples and specifics. How were you building him? How do you build the nigga? Pause.
Oh gosh, Mason, that is not a part of the conversation where we are at right now.
I just want to know how you build them. Like, how did you build? Like, sometimes people need to give some explanation so that way they can further understand, or others can understand and learn from their mistakes. So, how do you build, or how did you build that guy?
How did I build that guy? So, you saying that, you need a job, right? You want a job or better job or whatever the case is, right? I'm going and doing your whole resume for you, and I'm sitting there with you all day, putting in your applications for you. I'm building you. That's more than support, because you should be able to do that shit your fucking self. No.
Did you have the time to do that? It
don't matter about what time. I don't got no time. You know why I ain't got no time? Because I'm a mom. I ain't got no free time. So, no, I didn't have the time to do that. But I sacrificed my time to help build you in that way. That's building you. You got a business venture, a business like idea. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give you this to invest into your business, but you don't bring me no return.
You gave money?
I told you this is something I was willing to ever give money.
Give some money.
What?
This,
you know that.
This explains a lot. This is the explanation to a lot of things. Take notes, side panel. I don't know where you at, but take some notes, because this is going to explain where we are today. Go ahead. So you gave up some cash, a couple $1,000.
I gave up some money.
Gave up the tax return.
No, whoa. I ain't that girl. I ain't giving up no tax return.
If
I gave it, I needed to. I needed to. I gave because I had to give. So I gave that. My time, my energy, my attention. I gave that. I built you because I poured into you. Anytime you pour into somebody, you're building that person. You're giving that person. Yeah. So they said, please be careful how you answer that, because side panel is, shut up, Eula. See, Angelique, there are variables that create this type of interaction between two people. What are the variables? See, Angelique. Eula, Eula. Sis, you rising tonight. Snap. Yes, baby. Let's rise to the sky. Those people need therapy. And that's the whole point. That's the whole idea of the whole emotionally unavailable person. No, we're not there. We're on what causes someone to lack emotional intimacy. So, yeah. That them people do need therapy, because they need to want to be better. They need to want to be their best selves. They need to want to know that they have a journey that they have to embark on. They have to uncover some things. They have to, I'm going to say pause for Mason, but they have to dive deep.
Okay. So we're saying that.
Remember, so if you guys go back to the power of love is a journey, right? Of self-discovery. Is that right? Because you have to uncover some things. In order for you to be able to love somebody else, you got to love yourself first. So you got to figure out, why the fuck am I even emotionally unavailable in the first place? I came to the situation because I involved myself in therapy, and I'm always reflecting and I'm always checking myself. So I came into the situation like, I know I need healing, but that's not where I am right now. So I was able to be transparent in that way. But after a while, when I saw like, oh, nah, this person has these qualities, and that's another thing, bitches, stop dating for fucking qualities. We don't want to date these niggas for no fucking qualities that they may have. Potential, we don't date for potential. I'm not dating you for potential anymore. But back then, I liked his potential. I thought after a while, after a year and some change, I'm like, oh, no, he got the potential. He just need a little work. He need a little dusting off. He need a little polishing, like blow the fucking dust off that. You want to sound like Kevin Samuels?
Yeah, because I feel like you date everybody for potential. I date you for the potential that we can be together. I date you for the potential that you can be my wife. I date you for the potential that you can be more than just a friend. Everything is for potential. So say it like, nah, if they got to be a full, like, That's like saying you're a complete package. It ain't nothing wrong with you. You're all the way put together, and he has to be all the way put together too. Like emotionally, we talking financially, we talking emotionally, we talking about like what? Where's the potential lie, or where can there be potential where they can where can
Whatever
there
the
not be
reason
potential?
is that people date for potential. He had a lot of different potentials in a lot of different areas. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I met him, he was in a phase of rebuilding himself and his life, right? So this is a man that had everything, and he went to jail, and he came home, and he had to start from the bottom up, right? And I'm a firm believer in that people can change, and that just because they go to jail, that doesn't mean that they can't come out and be successful in other avenues. They just need to use those skills in order to be successful. So that's another topic someone asked us to get into, is like the stigma of like coming home from jail and how to rebuild and all that other stuff, because there's stigmas a lot associated with people that have been in jail or that are in jail and coming home, and how they rebuild and how they start their life. That's another conversation, because those people are not necessarily bad people. So he was in a stage of rebuilding, and I feel like I met him at that time, and I was like, oh nah, I see the potential. You smart, you got real good skills. You know what I'm saying?
What are we talking about here? You being nasty?
No, I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about like
you said
your
you were
brain.
hypnotized. You was like, you got real.
If you was able to accumulate at one point in time $250,000 in the streets, then you should be able to accumulate $250,000 by regular legal business.
Is that where you get that theory from? Because you say that all the time, so that's where that comes from. This was a real life example. You say that all the time. That is your go-to move.
Yeah, no, that's it. If you was able to do it
so
in the streets,
you got it from this guy.
I don't think I got it from that guy, because I dated a lot of guys that were in those
before or after him.
Businesses before him. I was on a path.
Did that solidify it though?
Solidified what?
That if you could make it outside, like if you can make it outside one time, you can make it inside again. I said that wrong. If you can make bank in any way, shape, or form, and you lose it, you can make it again. You have the potential because you were smart enough to make it once.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I don't think that particular situation, I don't want to give that person that much credit. No, I think like that because that's just how I think, because I'm that person. That's how I actually live my life. I'm a person that thinks that if I did it once, I could do it again and again, and I could fucking flip that shit 50 million times, and now I'm back, bitches. That's me. A little crazy. But yeah, no. Those people need therapy, but for the most part, they normally show you who you are. We just ignore the red flags.
So whose fault is that then? I go back to that because I said that 5 times and we keep going back. So I just want to know.
Wait, what are no. See, you're not interviewing me, Mason. What's the
I'm asking you questions.
I know, but
you spoke. I asked the question.
Right, I spoke.
That's how conversation goes. You don't ignore the question to change it and switch the narrative. Whose fault is that? You answer and then you could ask me a question.
What was that? What was the question?
Whose fault is it when somebody shows you who they are and you don't listen?
I see. A part of me wants to just answer your question straight out and say it's your fault.
Because that's the answer.
That's not. Because I feel like there's always a but with that answer. Because the only way that you can 100%
that's not taking accountability.
No. Listen,
you control you. You control you. And if you see something wrong, if I see a red sign, if I see a red light, right, and I see a red light, right, and I speed through the red light and I get hit by a car, whose fault is it legally? My fault. I saw the red light.
You know why you're saying that? It's because, ladies, I want you to understand something. Niggas only see colors. Niggas see red and green.
You said red flags. We talking about the red flags.
No,
what are you doing?
Because you start talking about fucking stoplights and shit. So I just want to tell you.
You're switching it up. All right, back to the red flags. If you see a red flag and you ignore it, then whose fault is it?
Maybe I just didn't want to believe it was a red flag because
it's your fault.
I was a fixer.
I'm answering. All right, now you can ask me a question because it's your fault. Continue.
The question is up there. What causes someone to lack emotional intimacy, Mr. Emotionally unavailable, when you start?
What causes someone to lack emotional intimacy?
What causes you to be that way?
Well, I never said I lack emotional intimacy.
Emotional intimacy is emotional unavailability. I just changed the wording a little bit in that aspect.
Okay, so I read those as two different things because I could be intimate without being available.
Huh?
Because I could be emotionally intimate without being available.
How does that work?
How can I be intimate without being available?
Yeah, how can you be emotionally intimate without being emotionally available?
All right, so I feel that I can still have a conversation. I could still express how I feel and how I feel about certain things without having to have it with you. Does that make sense or no?
You don't want to?
No, it's me. I can tell you what my feelings are. We can share that type of connection, but I don't want to open up myself up to you in all ways and shapes and be totally available to you. So we can be in the intimate portion, but we're not totally available to each other. That's just how I see it. I could be wrong. You could tell me how you see it, so that way maybe I could learn something.
I did. That was what I just thought about. That's my whole.
That's what you said. That your spiel was about seeing red flags and.
Yeah. That was like I
Let's
thought
go to
about.
the next question, please,
No.
Alex.
What do you mean? My answer was past experience, childhood, and how they witness love. They don't trust anyone, and they believe that you will hurt them. That was the answer to that. But then I started talking about my own personal experience. That's probably where you got a little mixed up because then you be asking me questions in the middle of that. So yeah, that's what happened. But
so I agree with you. Past emotional experiences do impact current ones. So yes.
So sign yourself that you may be emotionally unavailable. Tell me what that looks like. Again.
I think it's the inability to just pour into everything and everyone. I think it's it being harder for you to actually make those type of connections. I think that's a sign that you can recognize in and of yourself. It's like, hey, how much connection do I have with this person that I'm dating? And you're able to recognize that it's hard for me to make connections. I think that's the first sign. I think that's the clearest sign that you can see. Like, man, in the last 5 encounters, like, I'm not saying relationships, but encounters, like, how did they go? That's why I could say, like, I'm emotionally unavailable, but I see it differently. The way I'm describing it, the way you describe it, totally different.
Yeah. Well, a sign that you might be emotionally unavailable yourself is that you see the relationship as job. You withholding your feelings. You're seeing other people. Naturally, you're distrustful. What you said, because we're from New York, we're naturally distrustful. And then you could cut people off at the drop of a dime. Like, people are disposable to you. And
is that friendship or dating? Like, is that in life or is that in a dating form?
So I think that when you're emotionally available, you can be emotionally. I agree with you, what you said in the very beginning, which was that you could be emotionally unavailable in friendships as well. I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But in dating, I think that it goes a little deeper, and it's like, why would you be withholding your feelings if you're dating me? Why would you be seeing other people if you're dating me? Why would you just not trust me off the rip? Like, what makes you feel that I'm untrustworthy? What have I shown you? Because I'm real big on, well, see, it's funny because me and my sister, we're like, she's funny. She's actually married, but she's like, no, they're guilty until they're proven innocent. And I'm like, no, give them enough rope to hang themselves. So we're both like a little different in that aspect. But cutting the people off at the drop of a hat, I think that that's in any relationship. I think that goes for all relationships. Like, I'm not available to be here for the bullshit. I don't even want to get attached to you because you might hurt me. So you can go, because again, I said that they can love you, but they love you, but they love their trauma more, in the sense that they're not willing to let that go. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Just want to make sure.
I'm trying not to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay, so you got something you want to say?
No.
Okay, so London Porter says yes, because performing something and knowing it are two different things. Sugar wants you to say something. Whoever Sugar is, she wants you to say something. She put an ear up. See, Angelique, your availability is contingent upon your willingness to be available. Yes. And your willingness to be available looks like you leaning in instead of running away. You being open to bonding and open to being vulnerable for that person. And honestly, people get into relationships and don't realize that the relationship is kind of like a mirror. When you in a relationship, that shit is hard work. Like, when you go into a relationship. Do you know how much work I put into every day me being in this relationship? It makes me have to face
How much
myself.
work you put in?
A lot. Because
Side panel, do you put in more work than Kori does, or does Kori put in more work than you?
More work because side panel puts in
I like
more
how
work.
you cut.
I don't got too much. Listen, side panel puts in more work than me in the aspect of having to be patient with me and deal with my day in and day outs, right? The different means that might show up, and then unpacking my bags. Because me personally, I have a lot of bags, right? I showed up to this situation with like a U-Haul truck full of bags, and she has to help me unpack that. So her willingness to be able to stay.
Shout out to Side Panel for loving you when you ain't love yourself. Go ahead.
No, I love myself.
Loving you more than you love yourself. Go ahead.
No, I love myself.
Loving you more than you love yourself.
No, love me. I love
loving
me.
you at 10 times more than you love yourself. Go ahead.
Do you think that?
Loving you when you couldn't love yourself.
No, how about loving me despite my flaws? How about that?
Ooh.
I don't want to say that she loves me. No.
You got that. You got that. Got that bars.
Let's not get that crazy. Let's not get crazy. Let's not get physicotic out here. Okay? No. I love me and I love me. But she loves me despite my flaws. And despite my flaws, she's not willing to run away from me and what I have going on and my traumas and the bags that I gotta unpack. No. She understands it's the full package. So that's
when did you know you was in love again? For the people who missed it, because I love this story. Sometimes love knocks you down. Go ahead.
Yes. So love knocked me down. Love showed up at my door, and I didn't even realize it, right? And I wasn't rejective to it. Like, I didn't reject it, and I just was willing to sit in it and receive it, and look at myself and laugh and cry and pray, because it was when I was able to 100% accept that
someone can love you more than you love yourself.
No, that I'm not perfect. No, I'm not gonna never say that someone loves me more than I love myself, because nobody can love me.
I'm just gonna try to push that narrative this episode. It's just funny to me.
What's wrong with you? No, that someone was able to love me despite my flaws, with everything that I come with, good, bad, the ugly, the indifferent, all that. Love me raw. That's when I was able to accept it and realize it.
You said love me raw.
Yeah, love me raw. I like raw.
All right, pause. Continue.
Raw sex is great, but be careful out there, guys.
What time is it? 1:38.
Is it a mental illness, being emotionally unavailable? Is it, Mason?
We answered this.
We did it.
No, we personally. We said that it's not a mental illness. It's not a mental illness.
You listening to me?
I listen to you all the time. That's why I can repeat it back.
It's not a mental illness. It's not even like in psychology. Like, it's not. It can be correlated to emotional detachment, but even that in itself is like not an official condition similar to like bipolar or, you know, one of those like mental health conditions. And it's more so like there's something underlying here and we may have to unpack this. That's what it looks like when you're emotionally unavailable. There's unpacking to do. That's really it. It's not a mental illness. There's nothing wrong. Now, can it cause you mental trauma being the person dating someone that's emotionally unavailable? Absolutely. Because now you question yourself with the what's wrong with me? Why is this person treating me this way? Why am I showing up for this person and this person is not showing up for me? Why is that happening? So that's what it looks like for you. And that can also cause one, emotional trauma to you, but mental trauma to you, because now you start feeling less than. Now you start acting like accepting less than you deserve, and that just becomes a whole nother type of thing. And it's not fun. It's not fun. It looks ugly. It looks crazy. If it makes you feel crazy. Because to me, and to a lot of other people, I'm a bad bitch. To me, though, I'm the baddest bitch. So, and I have all of these good qualities and traits. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got all these qualities.
No, I'm all for you having confidence. Talk that shit. Go ahead.
But this nigga that ain't even got half of what I got, but because he's building, is making me feel less than.
I'm built.
I'm built. You came to this table and it was a whole home. You thought you was coming to a table and it was a house. You was coming from
we had linens. We had linens on the table.
We had lemons on the table for breakfast. Okay? What you talking about? And yeah, no, he made me feel less than. I couldn't believe it. This is Kori Deez unpacking here on Hush Your Fucking Mouth. Okay, I'm about to hush rhymes in a minute. Now the question is, can they change? That's really the big question. Can these people change? And
I think everybody can change. I think everyone can change. I think you're never the same person you were yesterday. You're the product of your decisions yesterday, but you're never the same person. So I think everybody can change. Everybody can, become a better version of themselves. But I think to my point, what we were saying, it's the realization of where you're at. So you can't change unless you realize where you're at and then build from there. But if you're still under the delusion you're somewhere else that you're not, it's kind of hard to build from delusion. So you have to have a solid foundation of understanding what's what, where's where, and build and change yourself. What do you think?
I do agree with you. Everyone can choose.
This had to have happened one time throughout this 9 questions. Go ahead.
Oh gosh, Mason, don't do that. Act like I'm always opposing you and your views, and I'm just like the badass little sister. Like, oh my gosh, don't listen. No, I think everybody can change, but they have to want to. They have to. They have to want to, and what that would look like is, first of all, if somebody wants to love you, they will, and they'll show up, and they'll be willing to pour into you, as you pour into them, right? But there won't be no projection onto you, like, and when I say projection onto you, I mean in the aspect of like they won't need to be whole to be with you, because they know that with you they can build themselves to be whatever y'all want to build yourselves together to be. They'll be willing to have that togetherness with you.
Very true.
And they know they will be able to accept and acknowledge the fact that they got to get themselves together, that they have to do some healing, and they will want to do the work. Love means work. Love is not easy. Relationships is not easy. Dating is not easy. Intertwining your life and your families and who you are with other people, your past and where you came from and where you going and all that shit ain't easy. Being vulnerable is absolutely not easy. But you have to be in a place where you're absolutely willing to do the work. Whew, that's 143, baby. So now, after all of this is our last question. No, we took that out. Because that's kind of like how can they change? Can you change? That's kind of like overcoming it. Sorry, Mason. Mason curses me out.
Agita. Go.
I know he's gonna hear me out after this episode, y'all. I'm scared. Crying out for help. Somebody help me. All right.
No.
How to date someone that's emotionally unavailable? How do you think that how do you think that you do that, Mason? How would you want somebody to date you when you're emotionally unavailable? I think you said it several times during the show. Like, listen, if I'm letting you know who I am, then that's what it is. Is that still your standpoint, or?
I think it's the patience that you said that side panel has with you. I think it's the patience. You should never abandon yourself for another person either, but you should have patience with people like me who may have been through some trauma according to you. Like, you have to have patience. So you got to know and be cognizant of, if that person doesn't know who they are, where they are, whatever, you got to be able to see it for yourself and be like, okay, you know what? This person just isn't ready. They could be a great friend. They may be the best friend, but for what you're looking for, it's not there. And that goes for anything else. It's like sometimes you're looking for something, that person's not looking for something. Y'all on two different paths, two different journeys. Don't mean y'all can't help each other or intertwine with each other, but your journeys are different. So you want to be on a certain path to a certain thing. You want to find somebody that's on the same path. That way you guys could frolic together and go along in your ways. But patience is probably what I would say, and just understanding the situation and knowing, keeping yourself and knowing when enough is enough.
When you say that's the same path and same page, I want to stay perfectly aligned in that moment. And people don't understand the power of alignment. And being aligned in anything that you do, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a power move, whether it's a goal, you just got to be aligned in the space. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But my answer to this question was, in order for you to date someone who is emotionally unavailable, first you need to deal with you. You need to deal with yourself. You need to ask yourself, listen, you need to ask yourself, am I okay with this? Am I okay with this behavior that this person is displaying? Am I okay with the fact that this person might not text me in the morning and say, good morning, beautiful? Am I okay with or handsome?
We don't get enough of those handsome texts, though. Go ahead. I'm just saying.
No. Men don't get those, so ladies, start sending them out. Text your nigga tomorrow and be like,
good morning, handsome.
You are my king. Don't deal the grand rising.
Oh,
that ain't it. Dude,
yeah, that's
you are my king in the morning.
Verbiage.
If he got king vibes though, not the dick king vibes, not King Dick. No, we don't want that. We want real life king vibes. No. All right. So am I okay with this person being there? Can I deal with this for 5 years from now? If this person is still treating me the same way 5 years from now, am I fucking okay with that? You got to deal with you. You got to be able to acknowledge what your boundaries are. What are your expectations? And don't invalidate your expectations. Your expectations are real. What your standards are real. What you want and where you see yourself in the future is real. You just got to find somebody that want the same shit that you want. And that's on the same page and that's willing to ride the wave. Yeah, no. It's hard to accept when someone isn't aligned with you, and you can't be in denial about that. Lean in.
TX23 said, right, I had to end something earlier this week. So people out there going through it.
You out there going through it, but you know what? If that person was emotionally unavailable, then good riddance. I don't know how.
Y'all can still be friends. I mean, this doesn't end your.
And that's the thing. The dude that I was talking about earlier in this episode that was emotionally unavailable to me, we're still cordial. And even when we stopped dealing with each other, like we still was cool. Like we was
Tune
able
in
to
next week to meet the guy that Kori's talking about. Next week's episode of Hush Your Mouth.
No.
She said no.
No. He don't need that type of shine.
Oh man, he taught you a lot,
Yeah, he taught me a lot about myself. I taught myself a lot because I realized that was not it. I ain't for that shit. And after that, I never really dated emotionally unavailable. Not in myself or not with others. So
Good.
That's what I really got for y'all here on Hush Mouth tonight. But I'm gonna tell y'all where y'all can catch me at. Y'all already see right there. It's that Kori Deez, aka lemon_squeeze3, and that's on Instagram. Y'all can find us here every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 o'clock. Y'all can find us on Hush Your Mouth ENT Entertainment. Hold on, wait, because it's the T coming in the group text. I had to draw the line. He wasn't open to change, so now we're friends, and that's good. When you can, and you know what? I'm sorry, y'all caught me in the middle of me about to sign off on y'all because I'm TX3. Thank you and welcome to Hush Your Mouth. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you coming here. I appreciate the tea right now. Keep typing because I'm gonna keep talking. We got about 5 minutes on the clock, so you got 5 minutes of my time. If I got 5 minutes of your time, how about that? You always have to draw the line. You have to know your boundaries. If they're not open to the
how did we just fast forward back into the segment?
I had to answer him or her.
Rewind. Okay. Go ahead.
I had to answer that person. TX3. They was important to me.
We're friends. I answered.
Friends, we're family here on Hush Him Out. So he wasn't open. He wasn't open to change. So now we friends, and that's okay. You know why? Because one, I don't know how long your relationship was, or your dating, or your situationship, or whatever your phase of dating was with that person. But don't be like me and be with the person for 2 years. Now I don't know how long your situation was, but my shit was for 2 years, and that's a fucking long time to be giving to somebody and be wasting your time. So once you notice the red flags, once you see what's going on, once you know what your boundaries are, once you know what, and let your yeses be your yeses and your no's be your no's. 2 months, oh girl, it's all right. It's all right. 2 months, that was the time frame in 11 days.
32 hours.
How many seconds? No, but that's the date. If you go back to dating and why you're doing it wrong, 3 months is the time frame and the cutoff time. So I'm very proud of you for being able to end it and know that you can be friends with that person, and maybe that person will be aligned with you later on. Okay, and let your yeses be your yeses and let your no's be your no's, baby. So catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram for our posts and our polls, which we want you guys to interact with, and to DM us if you guys have any things that you want to talk about, and if you want to be a guest on our show. I think I covered it. I think I covered it.
Have you done it?
Are you going to tell them where they can find you, Mason? Where can they find you?
As always, you can find me on Instagram at YNBS_it's Mason. Definitely check out our Instagram page. It's at the bottom.
I think you should put emotionally unavailable in your bio now. But anyway, y'all.
Emotionally unavailable in my bio.
Thank you guys for joining in the Hush Your Mouth. We'll see you back here on Talk to Me Tuesday. Later.
Ooh.